Hello, this is lesson 10. We have gotten so far to lesson 10. This is the lesson on past life regression. We have a smaller group this time. A few people are away and one is under the weather, and so we have a smaller group, and we do have a volunteer in this group who is going to have a private session. Well, it's a public session because she's going to do it with us, and that's Catherine. So I hope that you're enjoying this program, and of course, you know, we have our own time to be together and to do interactive work together. And this is our time with our special group. I know I've called it illustrious time after time, just because it is. It's an illustrious group. The past life regression is so interesting. It's interesting because people come up with things that they didn't even know was in them. In just a moment, I'm going to turn off my phone so it doesn't ring. Just a moment. What I actually do is turn on my phone. I have a perfect no-tech solution to the phone not ringing. I just put it on and it's like I'm on the phone the whole time. And so if people call, nothing there. A phone man told me about it, that it's a real way of not having your phone be involved in what you're doing. So anyway, we are now going to take a look at our document. You received a kit, and we're going to use the PDF from that kit for this program. And it's got a lot of information, and it's also got a method for doing past life regression that works in conjunction with the work that we already do. I just want to tell you a little background, give you a little background for that, how to do a past life regression. Years ago, I decided I was going to give an in-person workshop on past lives, and I was challenging myself to see if people who were not hypnotherapists and not professionals in any way could do past life regressions with this program. And so I gave them an induction. I gave them the progressive relaxation, which is in that booklet, and I gave them the directions for doing the regression. Now, some people in that group were the clients, and some were the hypnotherapists, but they all did it. They all did it, and it shows that there's a lot of mystique around doing past life regression, but it's really not hard to do. You just have the ability to take people more deeply into themselves and ask them to go to this other time and other place where they can have specific kinds of, let's say, specific kinds of happenings of one sort or another. And often people have issues that they're working through, and they'd like to know the origins of the issues. And so we can go into past life regression. We don't know if that is actually the origin of their issue. It could have gone back 100 lifetimes before this, because I personally believe we've had many lifetimes. And so we don't know exactly, and we don't have any way of proving that this is actually true. The main proof we have is the way we feel. You know, so many people, they cry, or they have reactions that are deep because this is striking a chord within them. So past life regression, it has a lot of value. Now, you may know psychics who do past life readings. That's different from this. A past life reading is from the awareness of the psychic. But this is from the client, or from you if you're doing it on yourself. And by the way, you can do this on yourself. I have done it on myself a number of times. And I'll tell you, I'll tell you now a couple things that I found out doing my own past life regression. I did it in a meditative state, put myself in a state of relaxation, and took myself back to another time, another place. I used to have an abandonment issue, which I do not have at all anymore. But I wanted to find out what was going on with it. So I went back, and I was a Native American, I believe it was American. It was a Native American woman who was in the snow and dying and laying back in the snow dying. And a man was standing over her, me, saying, we have to leave. The tribe must leave. You know, we have to leave you here. We cannot take you with us. And so I was left there, and the whole tribe left to travel onward. And what happened with me was a major transformation, because I realized that I wasn't this small self. I was much greater than that. And I moved then to just a higher level of being. I said, I am one. I'm oneness with all of this. And I could just peacefully let go and go to the other levels as I was laying there in the snow. So it was something that was a really huge transformation for me. And I did another past life regression in which I was a Chinese woman whose children, I had 3 children who had died in a fire. And I recall being on a boat. It was like a sampan or something, a flat kind of boat. And I remember that I had, again, a huge transformation. I remember saying to myself that I am the mother of all children, that I am expanded beyond being the mother of my 3 children who have gone to the other side, and I'm expanded beyond that. And that, again, was another major transformation for me, because I was able to take it and experience, release, transform, and go to another level with it. That's why experience, release, transform is really the operative, say, a methodology. It's what's behind the methodology of all that we do. Experience it, release it, transform. And it's the same thing with past life regression. We just do it in another scenario, another time, another place. And it often is a big surprise. But I'm going to look with you at page 1 of that booklet that you received. I'm going to look at page 1 because it has some very interesting ideas about past life regression. And by the way, did you know that during the Dark Ages, I'm not sure exactly which century, was 5th century? I'm not sure. Maybe it says it in the notes. In the Dark Ages, all references to past lives were taken out of the Bible. And there had been past lives in the Bible. And would you like to know why? Oh, just got a little message from Lorraine. She said, enjoy the meeting today. So she wants to say, I love you to everybody. She's hiking with her husband, which is really quite wonderful, because she had said she needed some exercise, and the only thing she really liked to do was hike. So she's
good.
Hike. She brought all of our programs with her. So anyway, the reason that they took this emperor took out the references to past lives is that they controlled people by the idea that they could go to heaven or hell, depending on how they acted. So if they had all these past lives, they couldn't control them the same way, because they could keep coming back and coming back. So they took that out. There's just so much control in history and in now, control over people. It's really a very interesting phenomenon if you ever want to take a look at how rulers are trying to control populations. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to go and do sharing of the screen. Do you want to say anything before we share the screen? Okay. Share.
I find that all very interesting, so you can digress all you want. Tell us all you want.
Thank you. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. And here we go, and share. Do you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Isn't this a nice graphic? Someone did it for me years ago.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
I like it a lot also. Very nice person did that. Okay, so we're going to scroll down and take a look at what's in here. And even if you have looked at it before, we'll go over this together. This is lovely. This is Intimations of Immortality from William Wordsworth. Everybody know who William Wordsworth is or was? He was a...
Well, just because you mentioned it, and it seems like a very interesting person.
Very interesting. William Wordsworth was one of the English poets from the age of the Romantics and the metaphysical poets and the spiritual poets. You know, I used to be an English major, and so these are the poets that I like to read a lot because they had a spiritual point of view. And some of them were overly romantic. And one of them said, and I believe it could have been Wordsworth, said, "Nature never did betray the heart who loved her." You think about the typhoons and the volcanoes and the floods. I wonder if you thought about that. But anyway, they romanticized it. Anyway, this is, our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath had elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar. Not in entire forgetfulness, not in utter nakedness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come from God, who is our home. I think this is really beautiful. What do you think?
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's famous, by the way. It's very famous. Okay, so we're going to go down a little bit. Okay, how to do a fascinating past life regression. Of course, fascinating, right?
Yes.
Past lives are intriguing to us. Many cultures have universally believed in their power. And there are compelling studies of past life experiences in which significant healings have taken place in the current lifetime. Some past life facts. Past lives exist on the level of the soul or in the subtle world as old programs similar to computer data storage. And where are they kept? In the Akashic records, the subconscious, the book of life, however you want to understand it. And remember, I've talked about it before, that it's like Google, carrying all this storage data, and we can tap into it by putting our minds on search mode. And for doing past life regression, that's the main thing that's different from our other techniques, how we do the search mode. So often by reviewing and releasing these programs or patterns, current life issues can be resolved. There's often, some equivalency. There's things that are similar in the past life and this life, and we can really find out a lot. It's interesting that some people have the ability to feel the depth of their issue in the past life, whereas in the current life, for some reason or another, they have a harder time. So anyway, people carry old patterns like stress, anxiety, fears, or addictions, and sometimes there's no obvious cause in the current lifetime, yet there's often a past life connection. Samskaras are tendencies of the mind like self-esteem or insufficiency thought patterns that come from past life experiences. Yeah, sometimes you can search, let's say for your insufficiency. What is an insufficiency? Like not enough, I'm not enough, I don't have enough, I don't create enough, I'm not loved enough, all of those. A lot of people have insufficiency patterns like that, and they search to find out where they come from, and they can't often find it in the current lifetime. So they have to go back and see what was happening when they were, they were in starvation. I've heard some people who have excess weight, they have had lifetimes of having starvation, and so there is sometimes some hoarding because there's this feeling of insufficiency, not enough. So some scars are tendency of the mind, like self-esteem, insufficiency, that come from past life experiences, or even this life. Many Tibetans believe there's a state called the bardo, a transition state between lifetimes, a place of releasing and reviewing past experiences and preparing for future ones. There's a whole new kind of hypnosis work. It's called Life Between Lives. Mm-hmm. I have a friend who's really, one of the main people in that group that do that. They're doing that all over the world now, and they go to these bardo states, in-between states, and discover what are the choosing processes, and they're able to get in there and make some other choices. Now, I don't know a lot about it, but but there are a number of people who are interested in it. There's a book called Life Between Lives, and the author of it, I believe, has passed away, but now my friend is carrying on the torch for this work, which a lot of people find interesting. So you don't have to re-experience past life programs in order to heal, as there are many approaches to healing. Yet it's okay. I think I hear myself. Can you hear me?
Your mic.
What's
It's
that?
echoing.
Yeah, do you hear it echoing? So everybody make sure, maybe you should turn off your, just mute yourself and see if that helps.
Okay.
Okay. You don't have to believe in past lives in order to work with them. You can consider them metaphors or conjurings of the imagination, and this approach can still be effective for healing. You know, there's a number of people that don't believe in past lives because they've been brainwashed by a culture that has taken past lives out of its understandings, and it's really a shame, because people brainwashed that way, they're missing out on a lot of true knowledge. So there are often current physical imprints of past lives in the form of birthmarks, physical and emotional pains and wounds. You know, if you have a birthmark, it is said by some people that it's a place where you've been wounded. You know, some people have been in duels and they have the sword piercing them, and that's a place where they have, you know, a mark on their body. Raise your hand if you have a birthmark. I have a birthmark. So hypnosis is a perfect vehicle for the experience and transformation of past lives. You know, I think that the psychics who do past life readings, they're often very interesting, but it's hard to validate them, and it's also hard to validate hypnotic past lives readings, except that there is this deep feeling and deep recognition that goes along with it that gives it some validity. So preparing your client, often a client will come specifically to do past life work. This client has knowledge and interest in the work already. Now, I just want to say something before I read on. If someone will call or email me and say, I would like to have a past life regression, I will say to them that I normally like to do past life regressions in the context of someone's healing process, rather than just something that that's separate from it. However, I will do it if you will accept that some people go more easily into past lives than others, and that maybe your being would like for you to experience things in another way. You know, so maybe that it wants to do the radiant power technique and not past life regression. If you will accept what your deep inner mind brings you, then I'll do it. You know, I just didn't want to have to give a refund if they didn't go to a past life. So, you know, give that heads up to a person. Anyway, if you suspect that past life work would be valuable for someone who has not expressly come for it, then you'll need to explore the client's belief system and to see if this work would be compatible. If necessary, where did I go? I scrolled up too much. Let's see. If necessary, one way of approaching this is to call it another time and another place in which we can view the situation you find yourself in now. You can treat it then, I think is then, like a dream, movie, or metaphor. Moving into the past life experience. Okay, this is a session. The questions to ask. First of all, you do an induction, of course. You then proceed to ask, oh, wait a second here. There is something that's really missing, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. Okay. In order to go to a past life experience, I don't count, you know, from 3 to 1. You know how we get into sessions. I'm going to count from 3 to 1, snap my fingers, touch your shoulder. I don't do it that way for past life. I say, if you would, just choose a vehicle to travel on. I wonder why this is missing that. we'll have to do this little booklet over again. Okay, choose a vehicle to travel on. Maybe a plane, a train, a boat, a magic carpet, or a spaceship. I like to give ideas so they'll know they can be fanciful or they can be real life kinds of vehicles. And we're going to go across time and space in your vehicle. I'm going to count from 10 to 1. When I get to 1, you'll be able to see or feel or hear or know whatever is there for you. I'm going to send this. I'll send this. I'm going to put it in to Thinkific also. You'll be able to see or feel or hear or know whatever is your experience. And then if you would get out of or off your vehicle and put your feet on the ground and take a look at your feet. You may see it, feel it, think about it, or just know it's there. Okay. Are you clear about that so far? You can just shake your head, yeah? Okay. Take a look at your feet. Are they large or small? And then you wait for them to answer. You don't just keep on going. I'm going to do one just for pretend here. Are they large or small? They're small. The feet of a man or woman, a woman. Dark or light? They're dark. Shoes or no shoes? No shoes. What kind of shoes? No shoes. Then you ask more questions. What kind of clothes are you wearing? Wearing torn clothes. Is your hair long or short? It's short. Are you large or small? Small. How old are you? I'm 12. What is your name? My name is let's see, my name is Ming Chi. Well, you know, I'm not from Mexico. Ming Chi. Okay, the last is an optional question. You don't have to ask what's your name, but it's good sometimes. Then you widen your vistas and begin to find out more about the environment. Look around you. What do you experience all around you? And by the way, you can say you can look, you can see it, feel it, think about it, or just know it's there. Okay. Look around you. What do you experience all around you? And I like to use experience rather than see. Okay, there's rice fields. Okay, what country is this? It's China. What year? 1597. Just pull a year out of their consciousness. It's 1597. Is anything taking place you can experience? Yes, there are workers in the rice fields, but it's dry. It's all dry. Then you might want to ask your client to go to an experience that's relevant to what he or she is experiencing today. Maybe the person is feeling a lack of things, or not an insufficiency pattern. What do you see or feel or hear or know about this? Well, they're in the rice fields and it's very dry and the rice paddies are not producing rice and we're all having a very hard time. We're all starving and I'm feeling like I'm starving and I'm in rags. And so we don't know what we're going to do. So then you could say, well, let's go to your home and see what's happening there. And you say, well, my mother and my father they work in the rice fields and they are hurting and they're very sad. And I'm very sad. We don't have enough food. We're starving. So anyway, you can keep going on and on. I don't want to go on and on with this, but you can see this as the origin of an insufficiency pattern. And then you do experience, release, transform. I'm going to send you this whole how to do a past life regression. And I'm going to put it in to Thinkific also, because it's just a lot more complete than this. Who put this together? Oh, I did. Okay. All right. Anyway, you do experience, release, transform. Find out more details. You're going to find out, the same way that we did vivification or vivifying what's in the deep inner mind, experiencing and then releasing. You can release using the techniques that you know and love. You can do completion, you can do tapping, you can just let things go and then transform. You can transform through the wise mind or any other way that you know. So that's what a past life regression does. It takes you to another time, another place, and helps you experience, release, transform. So does everybody understand? If you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask. Is it all clear? It takes a little bit of the mystification out of it, doesn't it? Because it's easy for us to do, but that's really nice. We can let the other people be mystified. We just know we can do this. Again, I'm going to send you the whole text of this, how to do the technique. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about, of the after-death experience. This is really interesting. This is different from the way that we do the regular hypnosis. You can have the option of asking your client, how did you die in that lifetime? And some people don't want to know. Would you like to know how you died? You can say. And some people say no, and some people say yes, and you can take them back, and they'll come up with something, and they'll know. And you create safety for your client to experience this. If you know the tapping, you can tap on any traumatic experiences, or you can suggest your client step back and experience the situation as if on a movie screen. You can then say, from the view of the after-death experience, take a look at the larger picture of that life and see if you can understand what you might have been learning, or you may have been learning in that lifetime. How may it have affected your current life? What may be the best way for you to heal this experience? So these are good questions you can ask. And create a significant healing experience through the vehicle of past life hypnosis. Got it? Good. Okay, so I'm not going to read this, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. This is some research done on past life research and therapy. And these are the people who are big influences in the field. Now, one of the big influences is Brian Weiss, MD. He, Many Lives, Many Masters, and other books that he wrote about past lives, and he has popularized past lives a great deal. And he wrote this Only Love is Real, a story of soulmates, messages from the masters, etc. Sylvia Brown's another one. And there is one woman, I'm going to scroll down here at the end. Finally, Helen Wambach, PhD, did a large statistical study, which she published in 1979, Reliving Past Lives, the Evidence Under Hypnosis. She's the one who created the look at your feet technique. And people are using it a lot now. She's the one who created it. Now, this whole document was done by one of the students of our school. He said, where is the research? I said, well, we don't have it. How about if you write it? And so he did. That's Carl Luther. He wrote it, used with permission. And so, we don't have the scholarly approach here. We have the experiential, the intuitive approach. But if there are people who want to do the scholarship, it is graciously accepted. So if anybody on Thinkific or anyone here wants to do any kind of research, terrific, send it on over. So this Betty Moore Hafter is a friend of mine, and we used to have an email group in which she wrote this up. This is so beautiful. I hope you read it. It's a very spiritual person, and she wrote about the bardo and what happens during the time between lives. And she talks about being in the light. Once the consciousness is in the light, tremendous resolution can take place. Finishing unfinished business, communicating with people that you need to communicate with, and releasing the emotions and resolving things, and what lessons are you learning? So, and she said, it's my strong belief that enough love can melt and dissolve any karma. I hope you get a chance to read this, because it's beautiful, and it really gives the expanded approach to understanding past life work. There's Betty. And this is the regressive relaxation, which I did give to the people who were not hypnotherapists. I wanted them to just be able to do this. And I gave them complete instructions, which I'm going to send you. This is the older way of doing EFT. And there's a flower and just some promotional materials and an older picture of me. And there you have this. And I'm glad that we don't have a lot more because we want to do some things with Catherine. So I am going to stop the sharing and you can take yourselves off mute. Stop sharing. Hi. Hey. Hello. So what did you think of all
Hello.
that? Is it nice and clear?
Mm-hmm. I find it fascinating.
It is. That's why we call it a fascinating past life regression. The nice thesaurus, fascinating, compelling, beguiling, fantastic. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to do something with Catherine and with me. So I like to take notes. So if I'm looking down, that's why I'm doing it. And Catherine, I guess we could do just the two of us, but I think it's okay to have the four of us here. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Catherine, you didn't have anything specific that you wanted to look at, right?
No, I thought we would just go with whatever came up.
Okay. So this is 7/20/18. Catherine, I'm going to write your name here. Okay. Great. I'm going to write PL, regression. Perfect. So you just want to look and see what's going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to explore your deep inner mind, the Akashic records of your inner being.
Yeah.
We'll do it. So do you have any preference for the kind of induction that you like? Touch hypnosis.
Actually, I don't really have a preference. I think that I would like for you to just do what you feel intuitive about doing.
Okay. I think I'd like to do a remote touch induction, soothing hypnosis, and then I'd like to go into the progressive relaxation. How do you feel about that?
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to record this. That's fine with you. Oh, we're recording it. We're recording it, but I'm not going to make a recording, an audio. Of course, we do have it on video, so you'll have it here. Okay. So if you would, you just let your eyes close down and just imagine that I'm touching you on your forehead and I'm stroking your cheeks and I'm saying to you, just relax. I'm stroking your forehead again. And now your cheeks. That's very nice. Can you feel that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Great. Excellent. So if you would just take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Great. And what I'm doing now in your inner mind is I'm pressing on your shoulders, pressing down on your shoulders. Great. That's wonderful. And now I'm stroking your hands. Stroking your hands. Very good. Excellent. Stroking your hands. And now I'm stroking your knees. You can just imagine it. And just let your knees relax. And I'm back up to your forehead again, just to make stroking your forehead and your face. That's very, very good. That's excellent. Can you feel the relaxation so far?
Yes.
Now, just so you know, some people go very, very deeply, and some go very, very lightly. Most people are right in the middle. You'll have full awareness and full control, and you'll get what you need, okay? Great. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you to relax all the different parts of your body. I'm going to start at your feet. And if you would, just relax the bottoms of your feet and the tops of your feet. And now relax your toes. Very good. Great. And let that relaxation flow into your ankles and to your lower legs, the fronts of your legs, your shins, and your knees and thighs. This beautiful relaxation energy. And then relax your pelvis and your abdomen. Very good. Excellent. Very, very good. And now your chest and all of your internal organs, all of your body systems, your digestive system and your circulatory system, your, every other system of your body, your heart and your lungs and your colon. That's very good. That's very, very good. And your chest, just relax your chest and your breathing. And now your shoulders. Relax. 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 And now your right arm, all the way down your arm. Very good. Your hand and all your fingers. And your other arm, all the way down to your hand and all your fingers. Relax. 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 And then back up to your shoulders again, relaxing them. Good. Good. Excellent. Very nice. And now relax your throat and your neck and your entire face, your chin and your mouth and your nose and cheeks and your eyes and your forehead. And now relax the top of your head. And all the way down the back of your head, all the way down, back, relaxing your entire back, even if you've done this before, you can relax it again now. All the way down and relax your lower back and send beautiful energy to your lower back. Good. Now, the backs of your legs, all the way down. Good, all the way down to your feet once again. Relaxing your feet and all your toes. Nice and comfortable. So do you feel nice and relaxed, Catherine?
Yes.
You feel ready to begin?
Yes.
Good. So let's go to another time, another place. And to go there, you'll need to find a vehicle to travel on, past time, past space. It might be a train or a car or a bus, or it might be a magic carpet or a spaceship or a UFO. And so if just find your vehicle, and if you like, you can tell me what it is, and you don't have to, but just find your vehicle. You got it?
Yeah. Plane.
Good. Okay, so you're going to fly across time and space as I count from 10 to 1, and each number will get you farther and farther away from your current reality into another reality of time gone by. 10, flying across time and space. 9, 8, very comfortable. Very good. 7, 6, relax. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So going through time, through space, and now finding yourself in another time, another space. And if you would, you can get out of your vehicle, put your feet down on the ground. So you're ready to do that now?
Yes.
Great. So if you would, take a look at your feet and tell me. Now you may see it, feel it, think about it, or just know it's there. Are you able to experience your feet in one way or another?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me, can you describe that?
They're medium and they're black.
Are they
And
black shoes?
no, black feet.
Black feet, okay. They're medium size,
Mm-hmm.
black. Are you barefoot?
Yes.
Okay. Are they the feet of a man or a woman?
A woman.
A woman. Okay. And can you see the ground on which you and she are standing?
I'm stepping on large leaves and greenery. It's full of greenery and large trees.
Okay. So let's take a look at the rest of your body. What kind of clothes are you wearing?
Just like a sheath or very thin clothing just wrapped around.
Okay. Good. And what's your hair like?
It's short and
What color?
it's black.
Okay. Can you tell what country you're in?
I think it's Africa.
Okay. Do you have a feeling for what your name might be?
Keisha.
Keisha, and do you have a sense of what the date is?
1832.
Great. And so is there anything else that you notice about yourself or your environment?
I'm just in a deep forest. I don't see anybody around right now.
Okay, it's just you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, and let's find out if there is some significant incident that makes this an important past life to you. Is that okay with you if we do that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and we'll see if there's something that is significant. 3, 2, 1. Let's go to some significant incident, or let it come into your mind, and whatever it is, just let it come in and you see what's happening.
I'm trying to find my way out.
Okay. Are you trapped there?
Yeah, I just can't see. I can't figure out how to get out.
Did you get lost?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you get separated from other people?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how long you've been separated?
For about 18 days.
18 days. What have you been eating?
Just berries and different types of fruit. Yeah.
What's that?
Just berries and different types of fruit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And are you surviving okay?
Yes.
What is your emotional state like?
I'm scared, but yet I feel at peace, but I feel all alone. I'm scared. I don't know what happened to everyone else.
Okay. Do you know how old you are?
13.
Okay. So you're pretty brave, aren't you?
Yeah.
For 18 days, age 13. So do you think you'll find the other people?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where they might be?
Hmm. I think they went back to the village, but I'm lost. I don't know how to get there.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they might be looking for you?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So is there anything else that you notice about all of this?
I just keep moving. I feel safe, but I'm also afraid of being alone.
And yet you are alone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So any particular ways you've been coping with this?
I just know each day when I wake up, I just need to keep trying to find my way.
And that's what you're doing, trying to find your way?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, you're looking for your people?
Yes.
Are they your family?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to ask you something. If you just kind of bring yourself above the situation and take a look at it and see, is there anything that connects you with this particular current lifetime? Is there anything that's connecting you?
Yes.
What is it?
The fact of feeling alone, left behind,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to find my way.
Okay. And do you feel that sometimes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me ask you this. Is there any way that you know of healing and transforming this?
Mm.
Is there any solution for Keisha? How does it resolve itself for her?
Mm. Just knowing that she's deeply loved and that she will find her way.
Mm-hmm.
And just having strength
Mm-hmm. So
and
let's go a
courage.
little, yeah, what's that?
And courage.
Yeah. So let's fast forward for Keisha a little bit more and see what happens for her.
Mm. She hears the voices.
Of her family.
Mhm. They're calling out to her.
Great. Excellent. So what happens next?
She's running. She's running towards the voices.
Good. Great.
And she's starting to see her family. She's starting to see, and they're yelling for her. They're excited and they're happy.
Great. Great.
And they embrace her.
Mm-hmm.
They're so excited that they were able to find her.
Mm-hmm. Great. And she's relieved, I'm sure.
Yes.
Great. So I'm going to ask you a question. What would your wise mind tell you your soul has been learning about all this and is still learning in this lifetime? What would your wise mind tell you?
That you don't have to be fearful, that you can step into your courage, and that you can trust and always be led. You can be led from your heart.
Always, you could be what? Loved? Is that what you?
Led from your heart. It will guide you.
You can be led. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. And what would your wise mind like to say about the times when you have those feelings of being alone and left behind and finding your way?
That time has been a time of growth for you and overcoming. And you've been a true warrior.
Mm-hmm.
You've learned to survive in many ways, which has strengthened you.
Great. Yes. Beautiful. Wonderful. So, can you get that feeling that that things do have a way of working out, and that you aren't alone, you aren't really alone, and that it is there is some illusion there?
Yes.
That sense?
Yes.
And that you are finding your way, and you always do find your way.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, that's really great. That's really great. So, okay. So perhaps that pattern of the mind of feeling left out or left behind and feeling alone, perhaps you can transform that now. Perhaps you can do some completion of that. Would you like to do that? You can either do the completion by letting it disintegrate and get lighter and disintegrate, or you can just say, I'm done. I'm finished with that. I don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am. Yeah.
So what would you like to say is the thing? You always are what? You always are.
I'm always strong.
You're always what?
Strong.
Good. Beautiful. Great. Powerful.
Yes.
Excellent. And you're never alone. I mean, I'm kind of putting those words in your mouth, but is that okay?
Yes, and I'm never alone.
You're all one.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to take away from this lifetime experience? Anything else you notice? Or want to?
The fact that I am all one, because in being in the jungle and forest, it supplied me with that safety
Mm-hmm.
and security.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Is there a word or a phrase that symbolizes that?
Yes.
What might that be?
Serenity.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So if you like, you can put your thumb and your index finger together on either hand and say the word serenity to yourself and let the word reverberate throughout your being. And as you let that word reverberate throughout your being, it becomes a part of you. And you step up to another level of yourself, another level of your life, into a really serene place in which there's a true understanding that you're connected with all that is. Is that something that you can do?
Yes.
Beautiful. So is there anything else? Would you like to know how you died in that lifetime?
No.
Okay, that's fine. And would you like to look and see, well, I guess you know the meaning of that lifetime to you, so you don't really have to go to the after-death experience unless you want to. But if you feel complete, do you feel complete about this now?
Yes, I do.
Beautiful. That was a beautiful experience. So I would like to bring you back. Is that okay? Now, normally, I just want to say I would be making an audio recording. And in the audio recording, I would do an induction. And I would say things about what she's learned and how she's learned to be strong and powerful and how she's never alone. And I would give her her special word, serenity, and then I would bring her back and make a 15-minute recording. But you don't need that, Catherine, so I won't do that right now. But do you feel like you're ready to come on back?
Yeah.
Good. So I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And when I get to 5, you'll be able to come on back feeling full of life and full of energy. So getting ready to come back. 1, 2, ready to open up your eyes. 3, 4, and 5. Opening your eyes wide open, fully alive and awake, feeling happy and peaceful and wonderful and great.
Yeah.
That was great. You did great. Awesome. Did you have a profound experience with that?
Yes, it was. I didn't know what to expect, but it was very interesting. It was, yeah, it was really profound.
Excellent. So it can be, the past life work can really be profound. People can get a lot out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that if you're going to do, one-off, you know what I mean by that, past life sessions, without doing a whole series of healing sessions.
Sorry.
That's
There's
your door?
they're working on the outside of my house.
That's okay.
And they
I
just
thought
started tapping.
It's what?
They just started tapping, so I can mute myself, at some point.
You don't have to, because we can consider that tapping.
Okay.
So, what was I going to say? I was going to say, that remember that you tell people that some people have profound past life experiences, but not everybody does.
Yeah.
And tell them that it's really important for them to accept whatever comes to them. Okay, and I'm going to ask everybody on Thinkific, and you too, are you practicing? Are you practicing? Are you getting this under your belt? All these techniques, are you, and if you don't want to say no, will you practice more? Will you do it? Will you find a way to do it? You can practice with one another. You can practice with other people. And I believe that I've talked about practicing with family before. Have I talked a bit about practicing with family? I'll do it again if I haven't done it. Sometimes people in your family are easy to work with, and sometimes they're not, because sometimes they do not like to accept the role of being the healee or the client. They know you as mom or brother or sister or wife or husband. Not any of you, but they don't like you to be one up on them. So they don't like you being the healer. But some family members, they'll do it. They'll accept the agreement that we're going to do this for now. We're going to do a healing, and it's going to be okay. And I'll just play the part of the client, and I'll accept you as the healer. And you just have to have that agreement with a family member. But another challenge with having people working with people in your family is that you have cords, karmic cords connecting you to them. And so often you are you're part of the issue. And it's hard to have objectivity. Now, you worked with your sister, Rosalina. Did that work out okay?
It was very good because it wasn't attached to me at all.
Yeah.
It was issues with my father mostly.
It was what with your father?
The issues was she had issues with my father.
Yeah, but in a way it is connected with you because it's your father too.
Yeah, but I didn't get traumatized like she did.
Yeah, and the session helped her. Is that correct?
It helped her a lot.
Awesome. I would love to see you doing more, because that's the whole idea of a course like this, is you learn tools that you use. So who will promise to do more practicing?
I am promising.
Promise?
I have somebody tomorrow.
Okay, what's that?
I have somebody tomorrow, a neighbor.
Oh, awesome. That's so great. You are prepared to do this. You are competent to do this work right now. And that goes for everyone on Thinkific, and you're competent. You've had 10 sessions. Even after the first session, you could do this work. And now look at all that you know and all the tools you have and all the confidence you've been getting from coming time after time and being committed. So I would love to hear about whatever you do. Okay? I'd like to hear about your sessions. So please let me know. Okay? You can do it in our group. All right?
Yeah.
People on Thinkific, tell us in our group of what you're doing. That would be a perfect place to tell about your practice, about your sessions, about your work with one another or work with other people. Okay, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so just want you to know I love you, and we'll be together many times in many ways in our several groups. We have the regular group and our course group, and we're going to meet again next time. Next time we're doing a habit control. That is interesting, working with weight loss and smoking. So in the time we have together, we can't do the whole field of it, but I'm going to send you the habit control program, which is, I think it's 5 MP3s. So you'll be able to learn how to do it. You just have to do a little homework, okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. So you're going to be a habit control practitioner. Learn how to help people with weight, smoking, nail biting, picking their, their hair, pulling their hair out, picking their skin. People have a lot of habits. Usually they're called comfort habits, trying to get comfort, but they create the opposite. And we're going to talk about, what makes people do some of these things. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to send you that program, the whole thing. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. I love you. I love you. And I hope you have a very good week. And I hope you practice. Okay. A lot of blessings.
Blessings to you too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Catherine.
Bye.
Bye, Margie.
Take care. I'm going to stop this
Take care.
recording. Wait, I got to get it. Okay, just a sec. Okay, stop recording.